I love to serve cocktails, and I have a very full bar. But if I had to limit myself to just 3 things for the summer season, these are what I'd choose. Starting with Campari. It's an Italian aperitif. It's very sweet. It has a strong bitter orange flavor. It's very distinctive, and to me, it just says summertime. Gin. I think we're all scarred by the memories of bad gin. Gin is not a place to economize. Buy a good bottle of gin. There are lots of gins on the market now, particularly craft gins. Some are very floral, some are very spicy, some are very herbal, but a London dry gin is a nice, balanced spirit that plays well with others, and almost everyone will like. Third, we have sweet vermouth. Vermouth is an interesting thing. It's a fortified wine, also flavored with herbs and spices, but it's tricky. It's generally quite inexpensive. Although there are vermouths that cost a lot of money, $30 or $40 a bottle. I've actually done blind taste tests with friends, very unscientific. But what I discovered was there really were no clear winners or losers. Everybody liked pretty much everything, and there was no pattern with the cost. So, you know, a $7 or $8 bottle of vermouth will be just fine for this purposes, you know, or you can spring for something a little bit better. The key with vermouth, though, is to drink it fresh. It's not like a spirit that you can keep on the shelf indefinitely. It spoils. So for my blind taste test, I included a bottle that had been on the shelf opened for a couple of months. Nobody liked it. It tasted kind of stale and lifeless. So with vermouth, buy a small bottle that you'll use within 30 days. If you can keep it for about 60 days in the refrigerator, but drink it up, it doesn't keep. So our first cocktail is the negroni, a classic Italian cocktail that originates from the 1920s, although it's become very popular recently. It uses all 3 of our summer key ingredients with just a little bit of orange. So we start with a nice big rocks glass, and I like to use a big piece of ice. You can get these silicone giant ice cube trays pretty much anywhere now. That's a lot of fun. So 1 big cube. The proportions are easy to remember, a third, a third, a third. So we're gonna use 1.5 ounces of each. Campari, for that intense bitter orange flavor. Gin, to add dryness and brightness to the drink. And sweet vermouth, which has a nice herbal flavor. No need to mix. Swirl it around in the glass and serve with a strip of orange zest. You can use a citrus stripper or an ordinary vegetable peeler works as well. Just make sure that you don't get the bitter white pith of the orange, just the orange part. A nice long strip. Rub the rim of the glass with the orange oil. It scents the drink, and drop it in. Cheers. Our second drink is called the americano, which is also a classic Italian cocktail in spite of its name. So we start with a larger glass and fill it with ice. You want this to be very cold. And you're going to use equal parts of Campari and sweet vermouth. 1 ounce or a little more of each, depending on the size of your glass. But now, instead of gin, we're just going to add soda. It makes the drink just a little gentler. And we're going to garnish with a slice of orange. Cheers. So our third drink is an old favorite, or maybe an old unfavorite for a lot of people. It's the gin and tonic. I think a lot of us are scarred by the memories of some really bad gin and tonics with well gin and that horrible tonic that comes out of a soda gun on the bar that's so sweet it makes your teeth feel fuzzy. But a well-made gin and tonic is delicious and refreshing. So let's make one. Again, I use a tall glass for this, but it doesn't really matter. Ice, ordinary bar ice, and fill the glass. You want a very, very cold drink. Gin, at least 1.5 ounces. I'd say 2 ounces. It's a gin and tonic, not a tonic and gin. And then good tonic water. There's a lot of really good tonic water on the market now. Fever Tree is one of my favorites, also Q tonic water, but they can be a little hard to find and a little expensive if you don't buy them in large quantities. So for the readily available tonics, I think Schweppes is also really good. But again, drink it fresh. Don't keep it in the fridge for months. It goes flat and tastes terrible. So to finish our gin and tonic, we take our good fresh tonic. If it's been in the fridge for a while, skip it and just top off the glass. And the garnish, the very important garnish. Although it's not just a garnish, it adds a lot of flavor to the drink. Many people use a lime wedge, which I don't think is very interesting and I don't really think complements the flavor of the gin very well. I like to do what they do in Spain, which is to use lemon zest, just the peel, not the white pith, and lots of it. So I use a vegetable peeler and just peel the lemon like an apple. I like to see how long I can get it. Of course, you're not wasting the lemon. You can use that for something else, for lemonade or, to flavor another drink that calls for lemon juice. Ah, that's great. See that nice long lemon peel? And then work that down into the drink and leave some hanging over the edge. Beautiful, huh? And delicious. Cheers. So here we have it, 3 quick, easy summer drinks made from 3 readily available alcohols. The great thing about these is you're not squeezing fruit, you're not muddling mint, you're not a bartender. You're a host, which is the most important thing. Cheers.